cases like shaken baby and broken bone cases. So Bob had touched on that earlier, that, what do you mean broken rib? I can't tell you how many times I see that. What? Broken leg? Well, you are now a child abuser. You are a child abuser. That baby is immobile and his leg is broken. You broke it. No, I didn't break it. There's no bruising. There's nope, I've been with people 24 hours. No, you broke the baby's leg. You did it. And we're taking the child from you. Well, there must be some kind of metabolic something going on here. I didn't do it. Oh, you are an abuser. See you later. So, I had a case, well, long story, down in San Diego, where my client was represented by somebody that had no idea what they were doing, nor did they understand. So they had this attorney call me, and he says, well, how am I supposed to defend this case? And I said, well, you're kind of looking at it from the wrong perspective. You're looking at the broken bone from the outside in. You've got to look at it from the inside out. What's going on with the bone? What? What do you mean? It's broken. No. And I offered to help him and give him all the scientific articles and stuff for free to help this poor mother. Well, he never called me back. So Mom got enough money to fly me down there and try the case. That lawyer was out and I was in, and she hired me actually after the first day of trial and got rid of him and had me come in on day 2 of trial. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll come in. I can do it. So, fly me down there. So I came in, he's out, I'm in. The judge was very mad. I got yelled at for 4 days by the judge, but I kept, I'm like, okay, are you done yelling? Because I have another question. So he just kept yelling and yelling. So while trial was going on, it was a 5-day trial, we spent all night in the hotel room going through all of the medical records. The prior attorney had it for 10 months. I had it for 2 days at this point. And we found this pica notation in the medical records. It was pica. Because I'm like, why didn't anybody take a vitamin D test? Well, guess what? In pica, somebody had told the doctor that they took the wrong test, get the blood from the lab, and run the proper vitamin D test. Pica. I find that we call the lab where the blood is. They're doing this whole administrative, 7 days, you have to fill out a form. I'm like, not good enough. So we know that there was a test result, and we know it must have come back to the hospital. So forget the blood lab, go to the hospital, the results are there. So I send my client, we're not in trial till 1:30 that day. I'm like, go down there, wear pink, look really innocent, act like a scared mom, and you just want someone to help you, and don't be all smart and demanding, because she was very intelligent. I go, act all sweet and cute, and just ask someone to help you. She's like, got it. I'm like, okay. So she gets into the hospital, sweet and undemanding and darling, and after breaking 3 security codes in the computer system that they had never seen before, like, why is there another security code? Well, this is weird, Stacy. Look at this. They break through 3 of them. Vitamin D test. The child had a metabolic bone issue. The whole time. The kid had an extremely low vitamin D level, which made the baby's bones susceptible to breakage from normal handling. Okay, now, that was day 3. Get yelled at for 2 more days. I spring it on their doctor expert on the stand. She says she's wrong. What happens? Okay, now we've heard a few hours of CPS stories. What happens? I lose. Really? You're ruling against me? But she said she was wrong. I lose. That's CPS court for you. Their expert said she was wrong. I lose. I'm in CPS court, folks. Okay? when Bob said the best lawyers, you know, you have a 10, 15, 20% win rate, I lost that case. Then I appealed it to the 4th District Division 1 and got a unanimous reversal. But those are the lengths that you have to go. It's extreme, it's insane. That's a true story. That's a true story. This is my client's first little baby. This is a true story. I've been blessed with being able to work with experts from all over the country and in Canada who I've used in trials. They're amazing. I've learned the science. I've talked to them. I won't put them on the stand unless I've looked at them in the eyes first. So I'll fly to Chicago, I'll fly to Canada, wherever. I want to look at them in the eye and talk about the case first with them and get the science right. And then I'll put them on the stand. And I'm probably one of the only, I don't know if Bob does it, but I know they say I'm the only attorney that ever does that. Because I want to know who they are, and I want to ask them tough questions, and I want to know the science. So I work with these experts all over the country. And they come, they're fantastic. They come and help me try these cases and win these cases. And oh, you'll see today I brought a flyer about some of the cases that I do. This is kind of my form of advertisement, but it talks about shaken baby syndrome, which is now called abusive head trauma. Because shaken baby syndrome got a bad name, because it was debunked. And just like CPS, they hate when I call them CPS. Their name got, CPS got a bad name, so now they're CFS. They're Children and Family Services. Because Child Protective Services got a bad name. So I always call them CPS, because I hate that. It makes me joy. There was, and this is a little off topic, but well, wait, before I go to that, I'll tell you another story where I had a wonderful mom up in California, and she was represented by some really whacked out lawyer. I don't know what he was doing, but she found me. She drove several hours to get to my office. She told me her story. She was about to lose her child. She did everything they asked her to. She did everything they asked her to. Oh, they were on the fast track to taking that kid from her. Adoption, you're done. So she'd done everything. So I got hired on the case, and the only thing that they could use against her, I guess, like the lie they could make up against her, is that when she went to visit her child, they could lie about how she presented and what she said, okay? They could lie about that because she's defenseless. She doesn't have a witness. She's defenseless. They could lie. It's her word against theirs, and the court will believe theirs. All the other people, witnesses, therapists, whatever, parenting courses, she's wonderful. But the part where she was not armed was this visit that she would have in their little room. So I said, right there, that's where we have to defeat them. And I call this, I'm writing a book as well, and this is the chapter I call The Psychology of a Social Worker. You have to understand, it's like a chess game, what are they doing? So I said, right there, that's their opportunity to lie about you. So she'd go to visits, and my client had, sometimes she'd speak slow, or when she'd talk, her eyes would close, and then she'd open them. It was just a neurological thing. But they said, oh, you're under the influence. You're under the influence. Mom showed up under the influence. Mom's out of it. So I said, this is what they're doing. So after every visit, I want you to go down to the clinic, take a drug test. So after every visit, you go down, take a drug test, and we pile them up, all the drug tests. And then when we had our hearing, here comes the report. Yeah, Mom did parenting, Mom did individual therapy, she's doing really great, Mom's got housing, Mom's doing great. But, you know, it's unfortunate because she'll show up to the visit, you know, under the influence, or she's on something. Oh, really? Really? Okay. So I set for trial, and when the trial began, I laid out in front of the judge, the evidence will show all the drug tests with after every single visit. I go, that's what the evidence is going to show. My client got her kid back. And the judge's jaw was on the ground. She couldn't believe it. I'm like, do you want to go to trial, or do you want to give my client her kid back? They gave my client her kid back. So sometimes you have to be really smart about how you deal with these cases. Okay, I already knew what was going to happen. They were going to write a report, yeah, whatever. And if I gave them the drug tests in advance, they would just find another reason not to give the child back to her. So I held my cards. I'm like, tell my client, just hold on. I know it really sucks. I know, but just hold on. And it worked. Sometimes, wait, I want to talk about. I've had clients come to me that attorneys have told them, you know, just divorce your husband and admit to it. What? Just admit to it, divorce your husband. It's the only way you're going to get out of this. They come to me and I'm like, what? So, you know, the option is to fight. So on that particular case, that's what we did. I didn't even have to do my closing argument. The judge just said, case over. Case dismissed. And her prior lawyer told her to admit it and divorce her husband. So that family is still intact. They're a beautiful family, and I actually talk to them all the time. I'm coming down on minutes, but I wanted to tell you that after all these years of watching just case after case after case and being disgusted, I start getting cases and I start trying to find a way to help the clients when they're sometimes so far down the road. They come to me, I'm like, what are we going to do, you know? You're so far down the road. And there's a mechanism called a writ of habeas corpus that you can file. And it's to tell the court that their attorney was ineffective in representing them, and that it affected the outcome of their case. I've written several of these. And several times the court will say, yeah, he was ineffective. But he would have lost anyway, so deny. So in 2 weeks, I will be at the 4th District Court of Appeal doing oral arguments in Riverside, forcing the judges, the justices, to explain their logic. Let me get this straight. He was ineffective, but he would have lost anyway. Well, if he was ineffective, how would you have known what he would have said to win? So I'm going to be putting these 3 justices to task on this logic. If you don't know what the good lawyer would have done, how would you have known he would have lost anyway? That is completely illogical. So I can't wait. I got nothing to lose, right? I got nothing to lose. I'm going to put him to the task, and my client is going to love it, and his family's going to be there, and I'm going to put him to the task. I'm not afraid to answer their questions, and I'm not afraid to put him on the spot.
What date is that so we can pray for you?
June 3rd at 1:30 in Riverside, California.
So while we're doing, getting the exit polling.
Oh, the voting day.
Thank you very much.
So folks,